Oh boy. So as the title says, the original 1999 Hunter x Hunter anime versus the 2011 Hunter x Hunter remake. This is something I always wanted to talk about, aside from my yaoi comments on Berserk. And quick reminder, this is my opinion, so if any new viewers click on this video, keep that in mind and don't go all feral on me. Criticism is always welcome, so feel free to disagree or agree. Now I'm planning on making one video per episode, where I compare which anime covered the material better by comparing the execution, consistency, the color scheme, music/OST, character design, art and animation, pacing, etc. Now I'm not the most knowledgeable in those topics, but I have a basic understanding of how they all work. And as someone who's drawn yaoi before, I got a good sense of art as well. So I'll do the best I possibly can. The most important thing I want to mention right now is that I will not be mentioning the manga, as I'm treating the anime and manga as two separate things. When I see people compare these two anime, they always mention which one is more faithful to the manga. Now to me, the manga did it best. I always pick the manga first. Perhaps I'll make a video comparing the manga to the anime sometime in the future, but for now, let's continue with this video. So both anime begin with the opening. Now I can't play the openings due to copyright, but both openings are amazing. But that said, the remake is better for various reasons. As you can see, the visuals alone of the remake offer more than the original, showing us a diverse cast of characters, giving us a taste of what's to come, while the 1999 anime, on the other hand, doesn't really give us anything, as you can see for yourself. As for the song itself, I had to give it to the remake. There's a reason the 2011 Hunter x Hunter anime opening is iconic, and it's not just because we had the same song for 148 episodes. Just listening to the 2011 opening gives you that feeling of adventure. It pumps you up. The original is more of a soothing song. Nothing wrong with that, but the 2011 by far better. After the opening, the remake gives us a little introduction as to what the show has in store for us. I feel like this introduction wasn't needed, as that was the opening's job, to give us an idea of what it's about through its visuals. Then it shows us an island called Well Island with cheerful OST and bright colors. As for the original, they start off silent with a dark mood as we see someone drinking and looking very depressed. It's interesting how opposite these anime are. One gives out a cheery vibe while the other doesn't. The 2011 anime zooms into our protagonist Gon. We get an immediate explanation as to what Gon is doing and why he's doing it. To take the hunter exam, it switches back to Gon catching the fish, returning to town to tell Mito, and then we get more information about his dad. We learn that his dad abandoned Gon to become a hunter, making Gon want to become one too, to find him and find out why he chose being a hunter over his parental duties. Then a day passes by and he says goodbye to Mito, leaves on a boat, and we get introduced to two other main characters, learning their motivations for becoming hunters, and the end the episode with them becoming friends. It's a very fast-paced episode. Now for the original, the episode starts with it zooming into Gon without a word being said. It cuts back to Mito looking at a photo, and we enter a flashback of Gon meeting Kai and learning about hunters through him and how his dad is alive. We also see more of Gon and Mito's relationship, and we go back to the present with Gon trying to catch the fish to take the hunter exam, and he catches it and goes back to town to tell Mito and turns in an application to take the hunter exam. And then it ends with Gon saying goodbye to Mito, and that's where it ends. It's a way slower paced episode, as you can tell. We didn't even meet Leorio and Kurapika this episode, but there was so much more we learned. So now that I did a quick recap of both anime, as for who did the first episode better, let's look into it deeper. As I mentioned at the start, I'll be reviewing and comparing the two versions based on these points: execution, consistency, color scheme, music and OST, character design, art and animation, pacing, etc. Let's start with execution. The original did it way better. And sure, I'm a bigger fan of the original, but I won't be completely biased. The original did have some problems, like how the flashback was presented. It wasn't very clear. There are many ways to convey a flashback scene. Hell, even the 2011 anime did something unique by adding these frames in the future. The original didn't do nothing. As I remember when I watched this anime as a kid, I was confused, wondering if this little kid is the younger brother of the one who's fishing. But Besides that, the original did a wonderful job explaining the what, why, and how. For example, we learned how Gon even found out his father was alive and a hunter, while in the remake, Gon just knows his father is a hunter and alive. The remake contradicts Mito's character. In the remake, we see Mito doesn't want Gon to leave, so that just makes us question, how did Gon even learn about his dad? Did Mito tell him, even though that would just make him want to leave? Then there's the relationship between Gon and Mito, which is handled way better in the original, where we get scenes, interactions, and development that makes Gon's departure feel more meaningful. In the remake, we pretty much only get scenes of them arguing, and then that cute goodbye, not as many as the original. Then comes the introduction of hunters. In the original, an actual hunter is introduced. Kite. He saves Gon. He then hears him talk about his father and the test he left him, making Gon see what a hunter is, making his curiosity grow to become a hunter. In the remake, none of that happens. They just dump this exposition with the narrator. Then there's Gon's strength and potential. What I mean by this is how well they executed showing us why and how, what makes Gon special. For example, in the original and remake, they showed Gon has more strength than most adult males. But the difference is that in the original, we see how he grew up in nature. We see animals like him. We see him play in the forest. We get that vibe. That makes it feel natural and meaningful when Kite says, good hunters are well liked by animals. In the remake, we don't get any of that. It just shows him trying to catch a fish, not hanging out in the forest or having animals like him, and somehow he has these superhuman senses, so it feels unearned. Lastly is the way to enter or to go take the hunter exam. In the remake, Gon just leaves on a boat and says, I'm going to take the hunter exam. That's it. No process. We don't get anything answered. Suddenly, we're on the boat and the exam has already started. What? That was very badly executed, making me question so many scenes. While in the original, we see a system. He had to send some sort of email or letter to take the hunter exam, which most likely tells the applicants where to take the hunter exam at. But in the remake, there's nothing. They cut that out for no reason. So in terms of execution, the original wins, making the score 1-0. Next is the color scheme, or lighting you can say. And if you don't know what this is, it's basically how they present a scene. For example, let's say there's a scene of a person murdering people with bright happy colors. Obviously that doesn't fit the scene, right? They had to match the colors and lighting to the scene. Otherwise there's gonna be tonal whiplash. So with that, let's see which Hunter x Hunter anime did it better. In the original, they place colors very good. For the somber stuff, they place very lifeless, dull colors you can say. Like with the first shot of Mito being sad, and some with Kite. And then for the goodbye scene with Gon and Mito, the colors become more vibrant. This more sunset, hopeful colors you can say. They are just beautiful, which enhance the scene even more. As for the remake, it stays very consistent, where the lighting remains the same the majority of the time, as shown in the video, where with Gon catching the fish, saying goodbye to Mito. It's not necessarily bad, but it sometimes feels off. Like a scene about a father abandoning his son shouldn't look very sunny. So for me, the original did it better, making the score 2-0. Next is the music / OST during the episode. The original has a wide variety of OSTs in the first episode. Happy, sad, lighthearted, tense, and they all fit their scenes. Nothing feels out of place. As for the remake, oh my god. The OST is amazing, but my god do I fucking hate the placement so much. And this is something I will stand on no matter what. I will be a full-on hater for this. Don't get me wrong, the OST is amazing, but the placement. For example, in the scene where Gon catches the fish, the remake plays a cheerful tune that's telling us the viewers, he already caught the fish, so why show us all this struggle Gon is going through? While in the original, it plays a fast-paced, tense OST, showing that Gon is struggling. It builds suspense, and when he catches it switches to a cheerful OST. It's better storytelling. I'll even play both scenes and let you decide which is better. So for music and OST, I give it to the original, making the score 3-0. Next is character design. This one's mostly preference though. I prefer the 1999 anime as the remake makes everyone look skinnier and bony. The original gives the characters more weight and presence, so making the score 4-0. Next is the art and animation. Now people need to understand art and animation are two different things, and somehow people still confuse it from time to time. Animation is the movement of the characters where art is just how it looks, and I'll give the art to the original as it had more beautiful scenes, backgrounds, as shown in the video, giving more diversity, where the remake, there are beautiful drawings, but it stays very consistent. But when it comes to animation, the remake takes this, as it's more fluid. But it's not like the original doesn't have decent animation, so overall, this is a tie, making the score 5-1. Now the last thing is the pacing, and the original is so much better paced. The remake just throws you into the world, making you question scenes like how Gon learned about his father. It made the goodbye with Mito not as impactful due to how quick things are moving, as we even get introduced to Leorio and Kurapika, where with the original, sure, it was more slower paced, as we didn't even get introduced to Leorio and Kurapika, but because of that, it answered many things like about his dad and his relationship with nature, and made scenes more impactful, like his goodbye with Mito. So I give pacing to the original, making the score 6-1, making the 1999 Hunter x Hunter first episode better than the remake. And if you disagree, feel free, as I'm curious as to why. Well, this ends the video and I hope you enjoyed. I plan on comparing more episodes in the future, so look forward to that if you enjoyed. Bye.